Oh boy.
All right. Well, welcome everyone to session 2, putting the A in your STEM units, highlighting the arts and agriculture. My name is Allison Bynum, and I am the K-5 instructional coach here at Charleston STEAM Academy.
I'm Becky Denney, and I'm our grades 2 through 5 STEAM instructor.
We are so delighted that you are here. All right, and if our producer will go ahead and get our slideshow going. Awesome. So our agenda and objectives today include a hands-on activity first. Each of you will have the opportunity to participate in this activity involving the focus area of agriculture. Then you will have the opportunity to investigate and redesign and brainstorm other redesign ideas. Next, we'll highlight some different pieces from our journey to STEM designation and how our how adding A to our STEM occurred in the STEAM class along with our grade level classrooms. And then lastly, we will break out into a collaborative gallery walk to help discuss next steps towards designation or redesignation for those of you who have already received that. All right. So you guys should have received an email a couple of days ago reminding you that you would need some materials to complete our hands-on activity. These materials include craft sticks or popsicle sticks, pipe cleaners, straws, tape, scissors, a pencil, and 4 pieces of paper. If you do not have these materials, please go ahead and complete the activity with just paper and pencil. We still want you to be involved. After you guys have a few minutes to design your garden, we will have a few questions that we would like for you to answer in the chat box. On the screen, you will see our activity today. So using the engineering design process and your choice of materials, you don't have to use all of them, just your choice. Design a community garden with an area of 21 square feet and with enough space to plant at least 7 different types of vegetables. We're going to give you guys just a few moments to design. All right, so now we're going to continue on and ask you just a few questions with your designs. This is typically something that our students would have the opportunity to collaborate with classmates on. And in this instance, you were working independently and possibly even without the materials that we had mentioned having. So our first question, if you will, again, just drop your answers in the chat. What was your first step in determining your garden? What was your first step in determining your garden? All right.
For the resources.
Oh, for the resource. All right, so let's move on to our second question. Which materials did you use and why? Again, you can place your answers in the chat. All right, so we see some answers coming in. Different participants, which vegetables would be planted near each other, drawing a grid. I like how someone mentioned drawing a 7x3 plot. Yes, measuring off. That's great. Oh, Erin, that's great. Should have sketched it out first. Oh, that's awesome. And that's just part of the engineering design process. So yes, we might have to sketch it out first and then use that to help make our design and then go into that redesign. So when you did that, our third question now is, what challenges did you encounter with your design or with the vegetables in your garden? Yes, one of the challenges may be that the shape that equals the right square foot. Absolutely. Yeah, straws are easier to cut. Love that. Yeah. How much time do I have to design this? Great. Right. Again, this is typically something our students would have the opportunity to collaborate with, and then have the opportunity to identify the pros and cons to their design. Did anybody think about a different way of gardening to incorporate more veggies? That's a great answer, Jennifer. The correct space for how the plants would grow. Oh, yes. Some will grow upward and some will spread out. Absolutely. One of the things that our students have taken away from this activity is just the vertical gardening. Anything that's space saving or possibly hanging, so that they have more area, even though they don't have as much space. That might be something that your students could consider in their redesign. This is an activity that we received through the Tennessee Agricultural Department, and this activity could be differentiated many different ways. How might you find this type of STEAM activity to be beneficial for your students? If you would, drop your answers in the chat. And again, that question is, how could this type of STEAM activity be beneficial for your students? Letitia, that is a great answer about the background information of the types of vegetables. You're absolutely correct.
That's a good way to reach out and involve your community in your gardening.
That's great, Jennifer. Yes, absolutely. Graphing data, the research behind it.
Absolutely, Miss Jessie. That's great. That's a great way to look at it. I hadn't even thought of that one, so that's something I can take away.
Absolutely. Thanks, Miss Jessie. Yes. I love that comment. It gets them thinking creatively, outside of the box, and it connects it to things that they already know, real world learning. Absolutely. Oh, Sandra, you remind me of when I taught first grade. Yes. What are we actually eating? Are we eating roots? Are we eating leaves? Are we eating seeds? Great.
Michelle, they get really invested in their plants. We've had an experiment this spring, and they really check on their plants. Is it growing? Oh no, it looks like it needs a little water. So it's really fun to see that part. All right, what does STEAM look like at Charleston Elementary STEAM Academy? Hang on. These are the new projects for this year. Students in grades 2 through 5 have STEAM as a part of their specials or related arts classes. We are very student-driven when it comes to STEAM. They're curious, we jump in the rabbit hole with them. We also try to use real-world experiences whenever possible. Our original garden was started because we live in a food desert, and we wanted to show our kids how they can make a difference. Leave it a little better than you found it is our motto. As we mentioned before, we are extremely student-driven. However, we use Tennessee academic standards. We collaborate with the leadership team and grade level teams. Every year we start lists of projects, and every year there are still projects left on this list. After each project, we ask, did you enjoy this? What did we learn? Is this something that we should do with next year's class? What should we change? It's amazing to hear the responses, the thought processes, the discussions created when you ask the students' opinions. Same goes for our field experiences. Was this worth our time? Should we take this trip again? What did you take away from this experience? Before any project, we match Tennessee standards to the project. We also encourage our teachers and students to let us know if there's anything they want us to expand on or a problem that needs solved. We also try to collaborate with other related arts and specials teachers anytime we can. We love showing how music, library, physical education, and guidance can overlap and work together. No subject is an island by any means, and the more in the boat, the easier it is to paddle. Likewise, we work with local organizations like UT Extension, Institute of Agriculture, and Discover Dairy. Here's a glimpse of what takes place through our STEAM class. Here we go. All right. So field experiences provide our students with opportunities to make real-world connections. Students begin visualizing how the jobs and careers work in the real everyday world. Saying you're going to and doing it are two totally different things. Planning and planting a garden is pretty easy on paper. Digging and getting hot, sweaty, and dirty is hard work. By showing our students that good things take time and effort, we better prepare them for real-life scenarios beyond elementary school. Although we've not had any field experiences this year, we try to provide them at least one field experience a semester. We're always learning something new every time we are out and about. Pictured here are a few examples of recent field experience our students have had the pleasure of participating in. The U.S. Space and Rocket Center in Huntsville, Alabama, the University of Tennessee Botanical Gardens located in Knoxville, Tennessee, East Tennessee Nursery in Delano, Tennessee, and our choir and fine arts students have taken part in workshops with the Young Americans, a group of talented performers who travel the U.S., along with participating in the Disney Performing Arts program, where our students attend workshops and have the opportunity to perform on the Disney stages. Before traveling to the U.S. Space and Rocket Center, students completed a unit study on trajectory and rocket travel. Our students partnered with our local high school to collaborate and design rockets. Rocket prototypes were then launched, and students determined which designs performed best. Students then redesigned rockets to determine if modifications were needed. At the U.S. Space and Rocket Center in Huntsville, Alabama, our students experienced a plethora of career options that are available to those who work in the aerospace field. At the UT Botanical Gardens, along with seeing the beautiful setting, we learned that they are developing turf for Neyland Stadium to reduce head injuries. This tied to our garden planning and planning unit. At the East Tennessee Tree Nursery, we discovered how to identify trees, how forest fires are fought, and met Smokey the Bear. Forest rangers also shared the paths that led them to their jobs. This was an expansion on the reading curriculum about habitats.
And our students absolutely love field experiences, as I'm sure most of your students do as well. So some of you may be wondering why we incorporate agriculture and not just the arts. Because of our specific location nestled between farmland and rivers, our rural community utilizes agriculture literally everywhere. As an elementary school, we found that this was such a huge part of our community that we had to include it. At Charleston, STEM not only takes place in our STEAM lab with Miss Becky Denney, but it also takes place in grade level classrooms. We break these into 3 areas: STEAM challenges, STEAM activities, and STEAM units or PBLs. STEAM challenges, activities, and units are again designed to align to Tennessee state standards and marry with our curriculum in grades K through 5. Each specialty teacher, including music, library, and guidance, have also collaborated with grade level teachers and have created STEM and STEAM challenges, activities, and units for our students. Although art and agriculture are not included in every challenge or activity, we do try to incorporate these 2 components as much as possible. For instance, you can see on your screen, our kindergarten students participate in a STEAM challenge that they have titled Bo Peep Sheep. This is where agriculture is included through the investigation of different types of farming, connecting this back to the nursery rhymes that our students are learning, and then using the engineering design process to design a farm barricade to keep Bo Peep's sheep from escaping. They then test their designs and determine what made the best design, perhaps the type of materials, size, shape, etc. Prior to our designation, we provided additional release time for our teachers to collaborate with one another to enhance their STEAM units and develop additional STEAM units and activities in alignment with the units that were released by TSIN. Since receiving designation, our grade level STEAM units have continued to change over time, and we have implemented more opportunities for our students to embrace the power of STEAM education. We're going to give you just a second to check out the different challenges, activities, and units that we utilize. This is not all of them, but a good list.
While STEAM units, projects, and activities are all important and engaging, our focus on arts and education, our agriculture, were also incorporated within our school-wide STEAM Career Day. This school-wide opportunity is made available for our K-5 students. Students were able to see a variety of different careers, including pilots, healthcare workers, agriculturists, dairy farmers, graphic designers, and many more. Here's a video from our career day, our school-wide career day.
All right, guys, so you can see that we love to include agriculture and the arts, and our students love it even more. I have to give props for that career day to our wonderful guidance counselor. She did a great job organizing that for our school, and also the video was just absolutely beautiful, and that I have to give props to our tech coach. So they are just such assets to our school. So next we're going to move into our collaborative gallery walk, and just due to the lack of time, we want to make sure that you guys have an opportunity to ask questions. I want to make sure and let Michelle know, yes, we will be glad to share these lists and ideas with you guys. At the end, you will see our email. So anybody that wants to email us, we will gladly share out any resources that we have. We also hope that next year we can have a few visitors on our campus. So if you would love to come and take a tour and see all the amazing things that we offer, we will gladly open our doors as long as those COVID protocols will allow. So time for our collaborative gallery walk. The purpose of this gallery walk is to help each of you have the opportunity to collaborate with others in determining next steps for your school, whether or not you plan to incorporate the arts and agriculture. This was an activity that I had the pleasure of participating in during the Innovative Leaders Institute. We then brought this same activity back to our school and allowed our teachers and staff the opportunity to reflect on each other's. During this time, each of you will begin by identifying and writing down your area to improve based on the TSIN school designation attributes. For example, your school may decide that attribute 2.4, exploring STEM careers, is the area that needs to be improved. Now, for those of you who have already received designation, this would be an area that your school wants to improve between when you receive designation and when you will reapply. Then take a few minutes to identify the challenges that your school encounters for this specific area. For instance, lack of STEM careers in the community, or perhaps even the inability to have guest speakers visit your campus, are prohibiting your school from being able to demonstrate that this attribute is being fulfilled. After each of you identify your area to improve and the challenges behind it, you will share this information with your breakout group. We will post the link to the Zoom room in the chat. This is where you will share out. Please leave this presentation tab open. We are currently in the green room while we move to the Zoom for breakout sessions. Please note that because we are switching to a different virtual meeting platform, your webcam will most likely not work. We want you to know that that is okay. You will only need audio to participate in the virtual gallery walk. When entering the Zoom, you should be automatically muted. Once you are placed in a breakout room, you should be able to unmute for your discussion. You will receive a prompt when our breakout room is about to conclude. So again, you're working on your area to improve and your challenges behind it now. And in the Zoom room, you will work on what's a solution and what's the first step to help you attain your goal. That's where you're going to collaborate with other members in the breakout room. You will have approximately 3 to 5 minutes to work on this, and once their time has expired in the Zoom, you will need to come back to the green room platform for our closing remarks. Oh, it says breakout rooms will close.
I'm going to remake it with 2.
Okay. Do you click on the Zoom breakout link?
That's my fault. I'm so sorry.
You're okay.
Okay.
How do I do that? Chat. I'm just going to answer it out loud. Right?
If you need to see
Oh.
do the percentage test.
Yes, you do click on the Zoom breakout link. All right, guys. Well, we hope that you had the opportunity to share out in that little breakout session. We apologize that there wasn't as much time as we had anticipated. Thank you so much for joining our session today. We hope that you have found this session to be engaging, beneficial, and insightful on how you can add value and interest to your STEM programs through the use of arts and agriculture. At this time, we would like to offer the opportunity for any questions you may have. Feel free to drop your questions in the chat box or unmute yourself. And again, you have our contact information up here at the top.
We love collaborating with others and would love for you to follow us on Twitter. We enjoy seeing all the great STEM things out there you guys are doing. If you would like to contact us in the future, please email us at our email addresses above. Thanks again for participating, and we look forward to any collaboration with you in the future.